What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Life After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 16. Let's talk about Marcelino and Brittany. So, production randomly finds Marcelino driving around at night, and I use the term randomly very loosely because I don't believe that anything that they do is random. Everything is planned, plotted, controlled. But they find Marcelino and he agrees to talk to them. And he says that Britt has been pushing him away. So it's not the other way around where he's pushing her away, because Brittany was talking about how she feels unloved, unwanted. She feels like he's no longer attracted to her. But he claims that it's her pushing him away. And he believes that she is secretly more into women than men. So what went down in that damn threesome for him to like harp on that moment so much, where he's questioning his wife's sexuality, he's questioning who his wife really wants to be with, like what went down. And I'm beginning to wonder if it's because Amanda took Brittany, to the mountaintop, and he never was able to do that, or he didn't do it so efficiently. I don't know, like what happened to make him think that, you know what, she don't really want me. I'm very curious. But anyways, moving on. So Marcelino tells the producers that when he's not home, it's not because he's out with other women or another woman. It's because he's out playing poker. Now, that does have the ring of truth to it, because we know that Marcelino is a heavy, heavy poker player, to the point where I think it affected their relationship and Brittany had wanted him to stop playing poker. But anyways, moving on. So the next morning, the producer come over to the house and Marcelino answers the door, and he says that Britt never came home from the night before. 4 hours later, they find Brittany at a hotel with Shannon, and Brittany claims that, she explains that her and Shannon took a bath together. Her and Shannon slept in the same bed together, I think without clothes or something. But she's not cheating. Now, Brittany, look, I am Team Brittany through and through. I enjoy watching Brittany and Marcelino's story. I feel like they're kind of like over exaggerating a little bit with their issues, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they really do have these issues. I have no idea. But I'm very much Team Brittany and Marcelino, and I like them. I genuinely enjoy watching them. And Britt, I can ride for you. I really, really can. But don't play us for a fool. Please don't play us for a fool. So if this was the other way around, if you were taking a bath with a man and sleeping in the bed naked with a man, you really want us to believe that you would not, nothing had gone on, and that you were not cheating on your husband. But you feel like because it was with another chick, that we're supposed to really believe that just because y'all are friends and this is what girlfriends do, it doesn't mean that anything went down. Britt, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play us for a fool. It is what it is. We know what's going on. We know the what's up. Let's just be upfront and honest with one another. So she claims that she's not doing anything that could be considered cheating, and because girls can do that. Girls can take baths together and sleep in the same bed together naked and nothing happens. Girls can do that. So they say that Amanda is not loyal. Well, Shannon and Brittany, they both are come to the conclusion that Amanda is not a loyal friend to Brittany, because she withheld this information about communicating with Marcelino for the past 2 months. So Brittany calls Amanda and she's asking Amanda to send her the screenshot of the rest of the conversation, the entire conversation thread, because it appears like what she initially showed her was just a part of a longer conversation. And so Amanda goes ahead and she sends Brittany the entire thread, and in this thread, Marcelino was sending Amanda inappropriate pictures. And this completely breaks Brittany down, because Brittany says that Marcelino wouldn't even send her those pictures when she was in prison, when she begged for them, but he can very easily send them to Amanda. So she calls Amanda up after she sees the pictures, and she's asking Amanda if her and Marcelino had ever met up. And Amanda says, yes, we did, but it was only to discuss your birthday. Amanda, I'm going to tell you what I told Brittany. Don't play us for a fool. Please don't. That just sounds so completely unbelievable. that y'all would meet up to talk about her birthday. Okay, I can understand like y'all were planning this. Maybe they're doing, I don't even remember if this was this on TV, the I don't even know. But yeah, okay, you want to talk about, planning a birthday party with Marcelino, or he wants to talk to you about planning this birthday party for Brittany, and it's going to be a surprise party, and because, you're her ex-girlfriend slash best friend, you know her better than anybody else, so then you'd be able to give the information that Marcelino needs. I get all of that, but in the context of what's been happening and in the context of what's been going on, I don't know. I mean, I have to look at you side eye, Amanda, with every little thing that you've ever done now with Marcelino, because you only want to tell us bits and pieces of what's been going on. Like, you could not give, why wouldn't you have given Brittany the entire thread? If you were going to show Brittany anything, wouldn't the first thing be those damn pictures? If you wanted to show Brittany that, Marcelino's up to no good, and girl, I got something to tell you, I have a confession to make, wouldn't you have shown her the pictures first? I mean, if anything, you would have shown her the whole entire thread. You'd have given her your phone and let her read the conversation from beginning to end. That's what you should have done, but you only wanted to show her a part of the conversation. I don't know. So now that you're talking about, we met up to talk about your birthday party, that was the only time, I got to look at you really side eye, because if was this before or after the encounter? Because if it was way before the encounter, okay, fine, I get it. Yeah, that would have been innocent enough. But if y'all met up to talk about my birthday party after the encounter, hold up, don't believe it. Don't believe that it was for my birthday party. Don't believe that it was just for my birthday party. So, anyways, what else? Okay, so then after that, Brittany calls Marcelino, and she tells Marcelino, I want you out of the house because I want to come home and spend time with my children, and I need you to be gone. And so somehow Amanda comes up, but they didn't show us exactly how the subject of Amanda got introduced into the conversation. But somehow Amanda gets introduced into the conversation, and Marcelino tells Brittany, so you're telling me that you're going to ruin everything, break up our relationship over Amanda? This is all over Amanda. And Brittany has to set it straight for him and say, no, it's got nothing to do with Amanda. It's about your behavior. It's about how you've been acting when I've given you opportunity after opportunity to let me know the what's up, to tell me what's going on with you, and you refuse to do so. This is because of your behavior. Don't put this on Amanda. Well, of course, we know Amanda has a lot to do with it, but you need to make him understand that he had so many opportunities to turn this around, and he didn't. So yeah, Marcelino, it's because of you, not because of Amanda. So, number one, when Marcelino was questioning, like Brittany's sexuality, what I have to say about that is, I don't think that Brittany is more into women than she is into men. I think that Brittany is into Marcelino, and that should just be the bottom line. But Brittany is the kind of woman that strikes me as she's going to do whatever the hell she wants to do. If Brittany wanted to be with the woman, Brittany would be with the woman. She's not gonna, she's gonna be herself. If she wanted to be with Amanda or whatever, she would have been with Amanda. I don't see Brittany being too scared. Oh my God, what are people gonna think? Or, oh my God, Brittany's going to do whatever the hell she wants. She's with Marcelino because she wants to be with Marcelino. I believe also that Brittany is very hurt about what's been going on. I think Amanda is very, very shady. I don't know why Amanda would do this to Brittany, because she claims that she loved Brittany so much and she only wanted the best for Brittany. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. And what's really going on between Brittany and Shannon? Okay, what's really going on there? So after you find out that your husband's been texting your best friend, these secret text messages behind your back, you're telling me that you and Shannon, there was no there was no desire to do any kind of act of revenge, with all the information that you just received, Brittany. You're going to tell us that none of the shenanigans that went on between you and Shannon had anything to do with you wanting to get back at Marcelino, possibly. Okay, so yeah, Brittany, whatever. Something went down with you and Shannon. Something went down between Amanda and Marcelino. Something is going down with everybody. And hopefully by the end of it all, we're going to get the truth of all of these shenanigans. Moving on to Chaz and Brynn. So Chaz calls Branwen because at first it seemed like from last week that Chaz was going to be trying to begin the process of leaving Branwen alone. We thought that he was realizing this is not going to work out between the two of them, that he's going to try to hopefully move on with his life, let her move on with her life, that this union is just not, it's not happening. But this week, Chaz did a complete 180. He calls up Branwen and he tells her that he delayed his flight so he can stay in Portland for one more day. And this pissed off Branwen because she thought she was rid of this man. She thought she was rid of this man. He was on his way to Kentucky. She gets a chance to breathe. So she's actually upset with him and she's like, "Are you serious? What do you want to talk about? Go home. We're fine. There's nothing to talk about. We're okay. Just leave. Go already." So she said that she's got homework to do. She doesn't have time to be talking to him. But she finally relents and she gives in. And so he comes, he picks her up, and he takes her to the park for them to have a conversation. So they get to the park and he starts talking about he starts they get to the park and Chaz talks about her breakdowns. Every time that he attempts to have any kind of intimacy with his own wife, whenever they're alone together and he gets close to her, she starts hyperventilating and, she can't breathe and the room is spinning and she feels like she's going to pass out. And it's just a lot. It's a lot for him. And so, he tells her that there were so many moments where he said that they could have been intimate the night before. No, Branwen says, "We could have been intimate the night before, but you kept talking about moving." So she did that whole, Jedi mind trick on him to make him feel like, "No, we're not being intimate because of you, not me, because we could have gotten down and dirty last night, but you wanted to talk about moving. So I tried." So, she says that they're good. She says, "You know what? Don't worry about nothing. We're good. Everything is fine." And so then he's like, "Well, look, can we go to a hotel?" So on the way to the hotel, Bronwyn decides to bring her homework with her. And obviously, I think she's using this homework as, like a barrier, between her and him. But all of a sudden, she's got to do her homework. Her homework is like the most important thing right now. So she brings her homework with her and her laptop. And so they go into the hotel. They're sitting down. She starts doing her homework, her Spanish homework, right? And he's interrupting her. He's constantly interrupting. I'm like, Chaz, shut the hell up. Go take a walk or something. Go watch TV. Like, why are you bothering her while she's doing her homework? So eventually they move over to the bed and, they start once again. He tries to put the moves on her. This time, she did not have a complete breakdown. In fact, she was actually cooperative and even suggested that she give him a private lap dance. And so she is the one that ends up kicking out production because she wants to hopefully finally consummate her damn marriage. So I am interested to see how this turns out because she has resisted this man for so damn long. And the fact that it's about to happen, I kind of have my doubts, but we definitely shall see what happens next week. Moving on. Chance and Tayler. So Taylor goes with one of her friends to go try on wedding dresses because it's about that time, right? Bobby's still in treatment, so Bobby couldn't attend. Taylor expresses her concerns about the financial decisions that Chance has been making. So she tells her friend now he went out, he bought a truck, and he just had to buy new tires and new rims. Like, what was wrong with the tires and rims that the truck came with? So he's adding on all of these financial responsibilities at the moment, and their money is stretched already too thin. Plus you got, it's a lot. You got the kids, the house, the regular everyday bills. Now you're adding on this truck and the rims. It's just a lot. And then there's a wedding to pay for. So, Taylor expresses, okay, so then Taylor says, this is what really got me. Then she tells her friend that she's 2 weeks late and that she's been feeling nauseous. And, she didn't say that, she didn't make it seem like, like she was upset about possibly being pregnant, or she was confused about how she ended up like this. So I'm gonna reserve, my full on attack when it comes to women who don't take necessary precautions when they don't want to have more children, or they don't want to have any children at all. So I'm going to reserve that. But because she didn't come right out and act like, oh my God, how did this happen? And we just can't afford another baby. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say none of that. The only thing that was her concern was that she was hoping it wasn't a repeat of, that it wasn't history repeating itself, because she says when she was with her ex, which was the father of her two oldest children, she was pregnant with the baby boy that she ended up losing. And then soon after that, Jake passed away. And so she doesn't want it to be a repeat of that. And I don't think so, Taylor. I think you're going to be fine. And it was just kind of strange to me that she was going on about, financial responsibilities and, Chance adding on this truck as another bill for them. But it's like, girl, now you're carrying the biggest bill that you're going to have. Like, if you knew that money was tight and you're going on about a truck, girl, you're about to be carrying the biggest bill that y'all are going to have. I don't understand why people don't take precautions. I don't get it. I just don't understand. I don't get it. But it's like a baby, a truck, which one do you think is more expensive? So she thinks that she might be pregnant. Obviously, we don't know for sure yet. Word on the curb is that she actually is pregnant. And I don't know. I kind of hope that she's not. I have no idea. I don't go searching for information on the internet because I don't want it to spoil it for the show for me. So good luck, Taylor. Good luck, girl, to all of that. Good luck. You're procreating with Chance. Good luck. Moving on to Deontay and Lindsay. So it's the next morning. And Deontay tells Lindsay that if he could get married to her right now, he would. And she's like, oh, let's not rush anything. Damn right. And so then she goes on and on about his mother. Like, does your mom even know about me? And what are you going to tell your mom if you wanted? Because he talked about moving to Mississippi. And she's like, so what are you going to tell your mom if you wanted to move to Mississippi? And he was like, what do you mean what I'm going to tell mom? I'm going to tell mom I'm moving to Mississippi. It's going to be as simple as that. Excuse me. And so, but he hasn't told his mom yet that Lindsay's out. And for sure, I guess he hasn't told his mom that he went to Mississippi to go spend time with her. So Lindsay acts like she's really bummed out about Deontay leaving, but she needs to focus on herself and getting back into her daughter's life. It's really funny how you bring up improving your life and being closer to your daughter when you want to separate yourself between you and whoever you don't want to be with. After you done use them for what you needed them for, all of a sudden now you remember that you have your own life and a daughter to focus on. Like, these things were there from day one, way before you met Deontay. Your life needed to be put back in order and you needed to reconnect with your daughter. So why are you bringing this up now? I mean, you didn't care about that when you were trying to hook up with Deontay and messaging him from prison and trying to meet up with him in Mississippi. You weren't worried about that. But now that he's talking about marriage and moving to Mississippi to be closer to you, all of a sudden now, oh, I got to focus on myself and my daughter. Okay. But these things were already in existence way before Deontay. So Deontay drops Lindsay off at Blaine's house, and he feels really uncomfortable about dropping off his woman at another man's house. And he should be, because we find out that Blaine has a major crush on Lindsay. And so as soon as Lindsay arrives home, Blaine asks her, did you sleep with him? Because, he likes her. And, Lindsay didn't answer. So her and Blaine are trying to have a conversation. And Deontay keeps calling Lindsay. He keeps calling her, keeps calling her. She finally tells him, look, I'm trying to have a conversation with Blaine. I'll call you back later. So when he can't call her, he starts texting her back to back. Just nonsense. Just a complete and utter simp. Just completely simping for Lindsay. So Lindsay tells Blaine that Deontay's credit score is 150 points below hers. And I'm like, Deontay, how? How is your credit score lower than someone who just got out of prison, who hasn't been paying not one bill nowhere? How is your credit score lower than Lindsay's? Deontay, come on. Oh my God. When I heard that, I was like, but then, Lindsay, why are you concerned about his credit score? Why aren't you more concerned about your warrants? Why are you concerned about, is it because you were hoping that Deontay's credit was good enough for you to what, steal? Or were you hoping his credit was good enough for him to rent an apartment under his name for you, rent a home under his name, buy you a car? Like, why are you concerned about his credit score? Evidently, you wanted to use his credit for something to benefit you. That's the only reason why you're even concerned about his credit score, because you don't plan on marrying the man. So it's not like you're worried about, my future husband, what are his finances like? No, you want to use him for something. You want to use his credit for something, because girl, you should be worried about your daughter, your own warrants, your criminal record. Like, I don't understand why you're on his credit karma. I don't get it. So Blaine says that he can offer Lindsay a job to work with him, because she needs a job. She needs to start making money, and this is when he admits to us that he does have a crush on Lindsay. Deontay calls her once again. Okay, so whatever, he's blowing her up. So yeah, Blaine is attracted to Lindsay. Now, if I was Lindsay and if you were looking for someone to help you improve yourself, I mean, Blaine already has the damn house. I don't understand. Like, I want to say, why didn't you just hook up with Blaine? But I think that maybe Blaine's a little bit too good for you, because Blaine has actual common sense, and he can figure you out. Deontay will do anything for you blindly. Whatever you tell him to do, he'll do it. Blaine's got a little bit more common sense than Deontay. So if you really want to improve yourself, Lindsay, you really want to better yourself, you really want to get on the right track, yeah, definitely, give Blaine a chance. But if you're just out there living the same life that you've been living, doing the same things that you've been doing, then yeah, stay with Deontay, because, he's too blind with love to really put two and two together to figure anything out. Let's move on to Brittany and Ray. So they're celebrating their engagement, and Brittany says, you know what, we need to hurry up and get a date, because I don't want this to be a hush ring. And Ray is like, what the hell is a hush ring? A hush ring is a ring that you give to a woman. It's an engagement ring, but she just wanted to shut up about getting married, pushing you to get married, that, you give her a ring, an engagement ring, you propose. And that kind of keeps her quiet a little bit, because she thinks that, definitely we're going to be getting married. So she's not going to be hassling you as much about it. So she said she wants to have a huge wedding, 200 people, and Ray is like doing the math in his mind. Okay, she wants me to pay for a wedding. I'm still paying on that damn ring, and I'm still trying to pay my restitution. And I guess the math ain't math. And he's like, you know what? Maybe we could just do like a courthouse wedding or something like that, because she wants her father to walk her down the aisle, but her father hasn't given his blessings yet. And so she decides to go pay a visit to her dad. She says that she's daddy's little girl, and that, daddy will do whatever his princess wants. And so she thought that she can go and pull the wool over her father's eyes about giving his blessing. So the father was like, you know what? Look, I've seen you in some situations, and I don't know how I need to feel about Ray. So no, I'm not going to give my blessings until I know for sure that he can take care of you and that he's good for you. And he's also worried about the possibility of Ray being abusive, because Brittany's ex-boyfriend was extremely abusive, and she barely made it out with her life. And so the father's very worried about that. He's very worried about the choices that she makes in men. And plus the fact that Ray's an ex-con, of course, he has every right to be kind of worried about it. So, she goes back home to Ray, and she's like, you know what? Yeah, my dad, he's just not going to do it. He's not going to give his blessing. So I'm like, okay, girl, look, you're 30 something years old, right? If you want to marry this man, just go ahead and get married. I don't know what else to tell you. What are you going to do? What, and she tries to tell her dad that Ray is doing the things that you would expect him to do. He is taking care of me. He's working. He got a CDL. He's a truck driver. He's responsible. He's taking care of me. He's never shown any kind of aggression. So like, what more, how much longer do you need to see him doing good before you give your damn blessing? I mean, I don't know, girl. See, I cannot relate. I'm not into the whole, I don't think it's necessary to have a big wedding and, that whole traditional stuff. I don't see anything wrong with going to the damn courthouse. I see nothing wrong with that because it is not about the wedding, even though you want the memories, you want the pictures, you want the party, you want the friends and family to participate. Girl, it's not about that one day. It is about the marriage. It is about the lifetime of that marriage. And your marriage can have a very early death. So it's not about that. That day has no bearing on how this marriage will work out. If you want to get married, go get married. And the money that would have been going to the wedding, spend that on a really beautiful, extravagant honeymoon. I'd rather have a beautiful, long, wonderful honeymoon than spend all that money just for one day. And I understand the thing about family and friends participating. Girl, do you? I don't know what else to say about Brittany and Ray. If you want to get married, just go ahead and get married. It doesn't have to be waiting around for your dad to give any kind of blessings. Just do it. Moving on to Sean and Sarah. I hate talking about Sean and Sarah and Destiny. I hate it so much because I just don't care. So, Destiny is still on the hunt for her damn money. She tells her friend, I'm on my way to Ohio to get my money from Sean. The friend is like, well, how much does he owe you? She says $50,000. $50,000 where, Destiny? $50,000. And so, okay, let's say he does owe you $50K. Where's he going to get it from? You're going to go to Ohio for what? A payment plan? $10 a month payment plan? And I promise to pay you, Destiny, $10 a month. Is that what you're going all the way to Ohio for? Because do you think he's going to pull out $50,000 from where? Destiny, from where? So Sean apologizes to his son Brandon, like, hey, I haven't been the best dad, but me and your mom, we were very toxic for one another. We would argue all the time, and I didn't want that aggression that we had towards one another. I didn't want that aggression to ever spill out on the kids, and so I felt like it was better for me just to leave the whole entire situation. Brandon's like, Dad, look, I'm not worried about that. Okay. You did the best you could. I support you. I love you. I'm here for you. I don't see it that way. Whatever. Sean, why are you having this conversation with Brandon? The children that are most affected by your acts. Okay. Brandon, he's kind of like, whatever. He's gotten over it, or he didn't even see it that way. You need to apologize to that daughter of yours. Okay. You know which children are affected. Okay, that's what you need to be apologizing for, but maybe it's going to happen in the near future, and I'm jumping ahead of myself. So they have that moment with them, with, father-son moment, and everything it's fine between them. Brandon doesn't blame Sean for anything, and, yeah, whatever. And Destiny's out there. She's going to be showing up at the wedding to collect her $50K from Sean. Okay, girl. Kevin and Tiffany. I don't want to talk about them either. Kevin and Tiffany have fizzled out. They started out strong, when she came out of that damn halfway house, ghosted Kevin, walked right past Kevin, and Kevin had to knock out the guy that she ended up, that she ended up leaving with or whatever. So they started off strong, but they are fizzling out fast. I mean, he's like with Kayla, then Tiffany, then Kayla, and anyways, so Tiffany comes over for what? I have no idea, because girl, you gave him a Dear John letter. You left him a Dear John letter. You left him a key to his damn house. You made it seem like it was final. Like, okay, I am done with you because you're still fooling around with whoever or whatever. And you're not trying to make this work between us. I'm over it. I'm done. But then you come crawling back to his house. It wasn't even Kevin out there looking for you. You came looking for him again, girl. So she comes back over to his house. His mom is still there. His son is still there. So she begins to interrogate him about the damn underwear. Kevin gaslights her about it, making it seem like you're the one that's crazy because I ain't got no underwear in my drawers, or that's your underwear. I don't know why you're acting so funny about it. That's your underwear. Completely gaslights her about the damn underwear. So the mom comes into the bedroom where they're talking. The mom is like, okay, why haven't, how are you going to come into someone's house and not even introduce yourself? Why does it matter, Mom? She's not going to stick around for long. Why does it even matter? But anyways, so, excuse me, whatever, they do the introductions. I don't even remember if they did or if they didn't. And so the mom, she she's upset because of how Tiffany treated her son. She didn't like the fact that, at the halfway house, Tiffany completely ignored Kevin to go off with another man. So the mom is still really salty about that. And the mom, Darla, she knows that Kayla is the one that really, really loves Kevin. As crazy as Kayla is, the mom prefers her over anybody else because Kayla really does love Kevin, for sure. And that's why she favors Kayla and wants Kevin to make it work out with Kayla. I don't know what the mom wants. I don't know what the mom has. What does she have to do with any of this? I don't understand. Why doesn't Kevin want to be with Kayla? I don't understand that either. Is it because Kayla's going to demand too much from him and he's not ready to do that? He's not ready to commit like that. And that's why he's not really fooling around with Kayla. Look, these people, Kevin, Kayla, and Tiffany, I'm over it. I don't care. It's always going to be the same thing. No matter who Kevin is talking to or who he's seeing, Kayla's going to be lurking around in the background, acting completely erratic, stalking him, blowing up his phone, showing up, doing the do with him. Then he, kicks her to the curb, finds another woman. It's going to be like an endless cycle with this. So I just don't care about Tiffany and Kayla. They can kick rocks for all I care. And I think that's the end of my review. The only people that I'm really interested in is Marcelino and Brittany, Deontay and Lindsay, Brittany and Ray to a certain point, Chaz and Bronwyn, most definitely, Chance and Tayler. The others I could care less about. I really could. I just don't care. Anyways, that is my review of Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later.